What's up, guys? Episode number 16. Take on New York sports. I'm Anthony Heaton, recording this on Monday, January 18th. Martin Luther King Day, of course. Twitter, Instagram, take on NY Sports. First things first. I know we got a lot of big news to get to today, but we'll start out with a happy birthday to Mr. Game 6 guarantee we will win. And that is Mark Messier, the captain. So, very happy birthday to him. And that transitions us very well into the NHL. Quick score update as I'm recording this. The Islanders have just taken the lead 1-0 on a J.G. Pajot goal. About 4 minutes left. So, looks like they're about to beat the Bruins on a shutout, which would be a nice bounce back for them after they got, manhandled. And to be fair, they manhandles us the first game, but that's where we're going to begin. And Igor Shesterkin it wasn't an awful game. It wasn't as bad as the 4-0 score looked. Obviously, it could have been a lot better. You could say, one or two of those were definitely his fault. But the defense, as usual, played like garbage. So, David Quinn decides to shake things up. Now, I know there's been a lot of talk about fire Quinn. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's overreacting, this, that, the other thing. Okay. Do I love him? No, I'm not going to say that. Do I hate him? No. You don't really know what he is yet. And that's just fact. This season especially is going to be handled differently than any other season. You can't expect to get blown out like we did on opening night and there not be changes. 56 games, people, okay? Very, very short, small amount of time to make things right. And we got some new pieces, a lot of the same, returning faces, but, if something's not working one game, that's severe, you got to make a change. You can't, it's not a normal 82-game season where you can give it a couple games, see if things start to mesh and, get back to where they need to be. It's 56 games, man. That's it. He said it best. Somebody plays better than you, they're going to move up, you're going to move down, or you're not going to play. And this season, it has to be. That's just the way it has to be. And going quickly back to the first game, I just want to say something about the refs. Not surprising, but it was the Islanders' 5th goal, or what was, appeared to be their 5th goal. So they review it, and again, I know everything goes to Toronto. It's all through Toronto, but they review it, and they say it's a good goal. Okay? Quinn says, no way, that was interference. We challenge it. They go back, look at the same exact replays. And now, magically, it's not a goal because it's interference. You couldn't see that on the first replay. I know referees and, umpires and all that, it's a very demanding job. Nobody praises you when you do your job, but you make a mistake, they're on you, big time. And it's just, I don't know. Again, that had no bearing on the game. It didn't affect anything. We were getting blown out anyway. But how do you look at the same replays? And even the guys up in Toronto. You look at the same exact replays, and magically you could overturn the call. Whatever. I try to forget that game anyway. It was just a disaster. But the Rangers come back, second game, and, it was literally a complete 180. for both teams. Our defense played tremendous. Georgie had a great game, and we did our thing. Bush with the 2 goals, Panarin with the 2 goals, and that kind of gives you a glimpse of what could be. Laugh got moved up like we all kind of thought he would to the second line on the off wing, and Kakko playing on the third line even had a goal. That was a good line. I liked, DiGiuseppe, Heaton, and Kakko. They played well. I think you can kind of interchange DiGiuseppe and Gauthier. But, I think the combination of forwards is pretty solid. Now, the combination of D-men, I was pretty pissed, not going to lie, when I saw that he was splitting up Fox and Lindgren. But after that second game, you got to admit, he pushed the right buttons. And Adam Fox, the youngster, basically helped Jack Johnson into looking like he knew how to play defense. Broke up a couple plays. And the biggest thing is, he didn't cost us anything. He didn't give us give up a goal for us or a bad turnover in the defensive zone. So that combination, even though I didn't like breaking up Fox and Lindgren, kind of worked. So you give Quinn credit for that. And he's already said basically same lines, for the next game, which is tomorrow night against the Devils. And Georgie gets a start again. Now, again, him and Igor are pretty much going to go back and forth a lot. And, you get a shutout, you're playing the next game regardless. And, either way you go, we're going to be fine. It's our defense that's key. We know our offense is plenty solid, a number of good players. It's the defense. Good defense, like they say, turns into good offense. And if we have solid D, like we did the other night, without Tony DeAngelo, by the way, I think we're going to be all right. So that's where we are with the Rangers. Don't start the fire Quinn nonsense. You got to give him time. And especially this season, it's going to be like no other. It's going to be coached differently. It's going to be played differently. And that's just the way it is right now. On to baseball. We will start with DJ LeMahieu is, not coming home, but he's staying home. 6-year deal, $90 million. Thank God we got it done. And it's a great deal for everybody involved. The Yankees get one of the, if not the best hitters in baseball. And we get him for $15 million a year. Looking just at that aspect of it, that's a steal, an absolute steal. The years is what's the issue. We know we originally wanted to go 3. He wanted 5. We bumped it up to 4 and actually offered him 4 for 84. So obviously right there, him not taking that and then taking the 6 years for 90 tells you that he was all about finishing his career as a Yankee, or at least getting close to it. And yeah, could he have gotten $25 million a year? I'm sure he could have. Definitely worth that. But now he has the security of, hey, I got a chance to win a World Series, or at least compete for a World Series for the next 6 years, maybe the last 6 years of his career. So, and again, making $15 million, it's not chump change, of course. So to some players, that security is a little bit more important than the actual dollar, because you're making great money regardless. So thankfully, DJ's back in the fold. And Corey Kluber, 1 year, $11 million. How do I feel about that? Well, Are you getting Corey Kluber from the last 2 years? Because then it sucks. Are you getting 2-time Cy Young Award winner Corey Kluber? Then it's a steal. Realistically, you're probably getting someone in the middle, and that could be a good thing, or it could be a bad thing, obviously. But I think overall, obviously it's just a 1-year deal, so it's not a long-term commitment. $11 million, a little more than I would have liked them to have spent on him. But, I mean, there were tons of teams interested in him, so he was going to make double digits regardless. But if he can stay healthy and be, 75% of what he was, it's going to be a great signing. And all goes well, he slides right into the number 2 spot. And there's that veteran that you need, that the Yankees need to back up Cole. Because unfortunately, Cole can't pitch every single game. Sorry, I wish it worked like that, but it doesn't. So we lock him up for a year. What does that mean now for Masahiro Tanaka? All signs, unfortunately, are pointing to him going back to Japan. He's going to be getting a bigger offer there, both years and dollar amount. So, I don't know. Would I rather have Kluber or Tanaka? I would rather have Tanaka. But again, the potential for Kluber, especially on a 1-year deal, is very enticing. And I get it. I get why the Yankees did it. Is Tanaka going to be missed? Yeah, of course he is. Unless this year is a transition year for the kids. And they kind of just, next year step into the role of kind of what Tanaka was. Then, okay, it's not a huge loss losing Tanaka. As a fan, personally, we loved him. We had spoken about this in previous episodes. He was just an innings eater. He's been pitching for how many years with that, the injury in his elbow. And he's pitched really, really well for a long time. And it was, the contract was definitely worth it. And if he doesn't, play for the Yankees ever again, congrats, Tanaka, on a great career, great Yankee career. And if going back to Japan is what happens, good luck to you over there. Luis Castillo of the Cincinnati Reds. The rumors have been swirling for, kind of weeks, but more intense the last few days. The talks are that the trade proposal, or I should say the only way Cincinnati even entertains trading him to the Yankees, is if we include Gleyber Torres plus. I'm not giving up on Gleyber. Again, last season, you can't, I don't put stock into anything that happened last season. Sorry, that's just my opinion. Whether it's right, wrong, or indifferent, it doesn't matter. That's how I look at it personally. And the kid's been an all-star twice already. You've seen, glimpses, more than glimpses, of what he can be. And I know we need that stud 28-year-old number 2 guarantee right behind Cole. But first of all, you don't know how Castillo handles New York. We've seen it time and time again. We bring a great pitcher over, can't handle New York. So that's one factor. Another factor is you're not getting Gleyber, Clint Frazier, Clark Schmidt, and Davy Garcia, and Jason Dominguez. You know what I mean? There's got to be a line that we can draw. Just because we're the Yankees, it seems like everybody always, asks for 10 times more in a trade. And that's their right. They can do that, of course. But you can't get ridiculous like that. Dominguez is untouchable. And I know you can't say nobody's untouchable, but no, he's untouchable. You want Clint Frazier, I understand you got to give something to get something. I would hate to lose him, but I understand it. If you want Andujar in there, I get it. And if you want one of our pitchers, Schmidt or Garcia, at this point, I'd rather go Schmidt and maybe Abreu for the bullpen. I could see doing that 4-for-1. Okay? But you're not getting Dominguez, you're not getting Glaber. Sorry, that's just how it is. The San Diego Padres basically are just going to trade and sign every single pitcher that's out there because they just traded for Joe Musgrove of the Pirates. It's a 3-team trade with the Mets involved, and basically Pittsburgh gets 5 prospects. The Mets get a lefty pitcher, I forgot his name, and the Padres get Musgrove. So the Padres rotation is stacked beyond belief, even without Clevenger, who's out for the year with Tommy John. So they're pretty much locked and loaded now for this season to go after the Dodgers and try and win that the NL West. So they're definitely going to be fun to watch. And one more thing on baseball is George Springer. Seems like all the rumors are he's going to be making his decision this week, possibly, probably. And all reports are that it's basically a 2-team race. Toronto Blue Jays and New York Mets. The Mets, if they sign Springer, and obviously they made the trade for Lindor and Carrasco, that is a great offseason for them. That's a great offseason for any team, but especially for the Mets. After what they've endured and gone through, the last how many offseasons, this is just a big, welcome to full ownership of the team, Steve Cohen. And, the fans are going to go nuts and appreciate that. And, they deserve it, honestly. And listen, if my choice is to have Springer go to the Mets or the Blue Jays, see ya. Send him to Queens. I'm fine with that because as a Yankee fan, we're stuck playing them, Toronto 18, 19 times a year. And if I don't got to see Springer, I'm good with that. NFL, I was 3-1 on my picks, and the games were all very good. You had some scares, Lamar Jackson, and of course, Patrick Mahomes. When he stood up after he took that, it wasn't really a hit, it was more of just a tackle. You were kind of like, holy crap, like what's going on? It didn't look that bad of a tackle. You saw it in slow-mo afterwards. He kind of got his neck tweaked and kind of wrapped around, and he stood up and was stumbling all around like he was going to fall. So it seems that he had some nerve damage, not exactly a concussion, but Andy Reid says he's not sure if he's going to be out of concussion protocol for the AFC Championship game against the Bills. Well, first of all, his health and safety is most important, so you just hope he gets better, and you hope he is better. Second of all, to me, it's very simple. The Bills win the AFC Championship if Mahomes doesn't play. If Mahomes plays, the Chiefs win. And it's pretty simple, if you ask me. And he's just such, you don't want to say he's such a big part of the team because that's obvious, but he's just so good, man. And the Bills, too. Don't take anything away from them. Because I said this, I don't remember what episode ago it was, but it was back when I first started the podcast, and I said, watch out for the Bills, Kind of obvious that they were going to be a good team. We knew that, but, I said that they can be the one team that can disrupt the Chiefs from getting back to the Super Bowl. And here we are, AFC Championship game. Like I said, I think Mahomes is the determining factor. He plays, they win. He doesn't, they lose. On the NFC side, Saints let me down. I thought Breeze would handle Brady and the Bucks, but nope. Tom Brady, man, it's so hard to go against Brady. You know, you do so many times when the Patriots started looking down, and then they did finally eventually lose, but Brady's got that pedigree, man. And Breeze has it too. He's won the Super Bowls, but I don't know, man. Now Rodgers and Brady in Lambeau Field, I still think the Packers win, but again, going against Tom Brady, it's not usually a smart thing, but it's going to be two great championship games, and you know, this is what the Bucs brought Brady in for. He's been in the NFC 1 year, one NFC championship game, just like that. That's just what he does. He's just ridiculous. So we'll see how those matchups go, and you know, either way, the Super Bowl looks like it's going to be a great matchup, and you know, we'll see what happens this weekend. NBA, the Knicks, 2 in a row. They beat Orlando today, and they demolished the Celtics by 30 in Boston the other night. So that was a great win, especially because they just came off the 5-game losing streak where they didn't play bad, completely. They were just all like out of sorts. The continuity wasn't there. The defense certainly wasn't there. And the defense was there the last 2 games. I mean, this day in the NBA, keeping any team under 100 points is great defense. The Brooklyn Nets, obviously with the big James Harden trade, his first game as a Net, no big deal. 30-point triple-double. First player in NBA history to do that. First game with his new team. So the beat rolls on in Brooklyn for the dynamic duo because you never know if Kyrie's ever going to play again. I think he's missing his 7th straight game now. And at this point, it's because of the health and safety protocols, but whatever. Don't get me started on him again. You know, I'm a Knicks fan, so I don't mind seeing him sit out, but enough of him. Probably going to do a live episode next week again. I'm sure I'm going to have my daughter Ava joining me. She seems to bring in a lot of good feedback, and you know, I'm proud of her. She knows her stuff. She's, I'll take credit for it, of course. She's got the sports knowledge and the sports passion because of me, but we really have a good time, and as long as she's cool with it, especially when there's hockey going on, because that's obviously her main thing, I'm going to try to get her in as much as possible, and just see how that goes, because it's been going good so far. So until next episode, guys, everybody be well.